Hi guys, the Mulati is here,
Eric.
and Zilani Mulati. Thank you for tuning in. So this is Thrive with the Mulatis, and we get to talk about matters to do with marriage, relationships, and family life.
Yes.
So what are we talking about today?
So today we're talking about writing it down and the power of speaking. So we've been discussing the book I launched, my first year as a dad, and different keys and insights that I've captured in there. And one of them is writing it down. Yeah. And so I'm excited about the power of writing it down. And writing it down starts with the impressions that you get concerning the destiny of your child. So right from conception, even before conception, into the pregnancy, into when they're born, and it's an ongoing journey. And based on that, that's what you write, and that's guides how you speak. And we also discussed the context of your marriage determines the kind of parent that you are in. And we said, there are different kinds of contexts of marriages. There's cultural, there's pop. You can go and listen to a previous recording. There's cultural, there's pop, there's civil, there is religious, and then there is the kingdom marriage, which is a biblical marriage. So in this recording, we are going to focus on the kingdom marriage, and the kingdom parenting. And so, and specifically, writing it down. So, Zilani, maybe you can share what are some of the things you've seen me do when it comes to writing it down and speaking as regards to the journey to fatherhood.
Oh wow, okay, that's a good question. so one
I've
of the
ambushed
things,
you. You're expecting me to talk.
Yeah, okay. But one of the things I think I appreciate about you, even your personality, is that you're very orderly, very organized, and you like to keep records of many things. So most of the things in our family, I mean, you're the one who leads that process of record keeping. And so allow me to go back to when we conceived our firstborn, and just before that, we had horror stories about pregnancies. I was even afraid of being pregnant, And so we met this, older couple who'd had a kingdom marriage, who have a kingdom marriage, and they had a kingdom pregnancy. And so what that means is that they experienced the goodness of God in their pregnancy. And so we listened to them. I mean, we just got a glimpse of that it's actually possible to have a good pregnancy. And so we had a good conversation with them, and then when we left there, then we started asking God, so what are the impressions that he has for our child? What is he saying concerning our child? And of course we went to the Bible, got references from there, and then you just began writing. You just began writing things about our daughter, and things like that she would love the Lord, that she will experience the goodness of God, that she will experience provision every day of her life, that before the need shows up, that provision will be there, that she is a leader, that she is, the head and not the tail, that sickness will see her and pass over, and you just wrote about so many things, that her destiny is great, that she's a leader. And then you also wrote about me, that I will have an amazing pregnancy, I won't have morning sickness, cravings. I'll just have a good pregnancy. And the interesting thing is that everything we wrote, we've seen our Father deliver to the T.
It has come to pass.
It's come to pass. Now, allow me to cite one example. At that time, when now we were, expecting our firstborn, you're working and I was not working. I was on a sabbatical, and so I was just staying at home. And so financially, honestly, things were just not so good. Things were not good at all.
There had been a drop in our finances.
Yes, there was a drop in our finances, And so, but one thing God kept telling us, and you'd speak over Brianna and myself, is that everything that Brianna needs will be provided before the need shows up. And we believed in that. We believed, and I
We
remember,
still believe.
and we still believe to now. And I remember back then, one of our friends was so concerned. They were like, "Hey, you guys, when are you shopping for the child?" And we're like, "Hey, God will provide for us." Anyway, long and short of it all, by the time Brianna was born, she had everything she needed. We used to go for a fellowship, and the fellowship organized a shower. It was a surprise shower because it's not something they would typically do, and everything was provided. And I remember after now we gave birth, someone else said, "You know what, God has told me to pay for your nanny and diapers," and they did that for 1 year. Hey, and I mean, there's so many testimonies about the goodness of God.
We
Yeah.
we ended up moving houses and changing where we stay. Yeah. So it's
And there was an upgrade. I think God told us upgrade. Yeah, about our lives.
yeah. So the power of writing it down, and we usually, and there's somewhere we've written it down.
Yes. So we have
A
so
book.
This is our book, eh?
Yeah.
So this is,
It has many pages. So every time God
Yeah.
tells us something, we write it down.
we write it down.
We printed this, so we will, of course, we will update and keep printing it.
Yes.
And the things God has said concerning our children, we wrote it down.
Yes.
Right now, our firstborn has gotten to a place where she can read.
So
And,
we do it for her.
Yeah, and so we will extract and give it to her so that she's able to read and know who they are, and that becomes actually one of the things that forms part of their identity.
Yes, and this is now a very interesting part of it. Eh? So I remember when Brie was in the tummy, that period, God was like, "I'm transforming you guys." It's a period of transformation. Moving you from one state to another. And so the symbol that we had in that time was a butterfly.
We kept seeing butterflies.
So we kept seeing butterflies, and would see, a butterfly, and we feel like also excited. We feel like God is speaking to us. Now, interestingly enough, guys, life is spiritual. Here's our daughter here. She was born with a butterfly mark. She still has it.
A sign of transformation.
Yes. And so I think it was just so affirming that, if you believe in God, if you let God's ways and philosophy, God's idea, God's word, if you let it govern your life, then God really shows up for you. And so we just decided, you know what, let's just be, let's just give God this opportunity to form our marriage, to form our children, to form their identity. And it's been very fulfilling. Has it been easy? No, it's not been easy, because definitely there are things we would typically do based on cultural philosophies and other philosophies, and we're not saying the others are bad. Context is key. One, and two, what makes your internal government, what makes you make decisions? How do you make decisions based on your life? Okay. So when you face a situation, for example, your child is sick, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Is it cultural? Some people go to see a cultural man, a herbalist. Okay, some people say, okay, let's rush to hospital, but then some people say, let God intervene in this situation and show us the best option. Okay, so God can tell you, hey, pray for the child will be fine. God can tell you, hey, take this child to hospital, the child will be fine. So I think just that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've really gone deep. So what's the role of the mind?
You've
in all
given me
this,
the mic.
I gave you the mic. Yeah.
I've
Thank you for returning it after 9 minutes.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So as a man, we are very instrumental in hearing God, providing leadership. You can see what I did is I brought her on board. We were able to write, and because she's a womb carrier, she takes it, births it, multiplies it. She's internalized it,
Runs with it.
and runs with it, and that's how it's established. Yeah. And I think in the next video we need to do the birthing principle. So that's what we will touch on, because once you receive, remember God gave Adam instruction that you shall eat of every tree, but not this tree. But another voice came. So God gives you instruction to write it down and to speak, but there are other voices that come to add and distract. Yeah. So writing it down has helped us maintain a focus, has given us a reference point. We've always gone back. What did God say concerning our children? And we speak it. They've had us speak right from when they were in the tummy to now. Now they're able to read. We've passed on, what God has said concerning them. They can read it for themselves. They've internalized, and God continues to do an amazing work. So that's the power of writing things down and the power of speaking. We've touched and seen that it works. That's why we've captured it and shared it with you. So see you guys. Keep tracking.
See you. Bye.